Hello people, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the propaganda machine. This is the game week 10 match review, and as we do, we always start with Arsenal. Arsenal lost 1-0 to Newcastle, which was a pretty shambolic performance. It was proper bad from Arsenal, and Alexander Isak got the only goal of the game in the 12th minute, and from back to front the players didn't look up for it. They didn't look hungry. Jurrien Timber, probably his worst performance in the Arsenal shirt. Anthony Gordon was running him ragged on that right hand side. Gabriel and Saliba, distances off, let Isak get in between them for a wonderful header. This Arsenal, we look like we're waving the white flag. The pressure seems to be way too much for the players, and Arteta, there's going to be serious questions answered about him, especially as Edu has left. They're saying, is there some sort of rift? Is there this? Is there that? But from what I can see, it just hasn't been good enough. The signings that we've signed, they're just not really what we needed. We know we need a striker. Imagine we brought in Gabriel Jesus when Alexander Isak was available. That now seems like a shocking piece of business, because Gabriel Jesus, yeah, he gave us 6 good months where we looked like title favourites, but after that it's just been shocking. It's probably been bad from Jesus. He's probably only got, I'd say, 6 goals at best since he's returned from that injury. No more than 6 goals in the league, and I'd probably say that might be too much. Isak, on the other hand, this is just a proper striker. It's proper disappointing. For our title hopes, we're now 7 points behind Liverpool, 5 behind Man City. Yeah, it's not really looking promising, especially as we have Chelsea and Nottingham Forest, who are both above us, 3rd and 4th. If we lose both those games, the knives are going to be out for Arteta. They're already out. People are Arteta out already. Me, I'll be waiting till the end of the season, and I need to see silverware. If there's no silverware, we already know where I stand. It's silverware or bust. This is the year for Arteta to deliver, and there's no excuses. If you're one of those people who make excuses, yeah, you can make excuses at Tottenham, because they don't win nothing and they are happy playing pretty football and winning nothing. At Arsenal, the level, the standard, the expectations are different, and to go 4 years without winning any trophies is a disgrace. So Arteta, this is your year and you must deliver. Next game, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 2. Bournemouth, we got a big up to them this season. The Chelsea game, they lost it, but they should have won that game. They were by far the better side, much better than Chelsea. They just didn't finish their chances, missed the penalty. The Arsenal game, they deserved to win that as well. And now they've done over the reigning champions, and they thoroughly deserved it. This game, it could have been 3-0, 4-0. It could have been a painful one for Manchester City, as Bournemouth, they had chances. They had more chances to put the knife into Man City, but they just didn't take it. They probably were thinking, they're going to come back. They're probably panicking. But if they just had a bit more composure, they could have put Man City to the sword. And it could have been a truly, truly embarrassing weekend for Pep Guardiola. Some are saying that cracks are appearing to show for Man City. But me, I know better than that. Yeah, they haven't won in 2. But at the same time, you just know with Man City, it just takes one tactical tweak from Pep and they're back. They're back on a crazy run. So I ain't saying nothing too wild about Man City just yet. I've learned from previous years, the last 2 years, so I'll just be waiting to see what else they can do, as I think they've got Tottenham and Liverpool in 2 of their next 3 games, which I need to see more, because if they drop points again in those 2 games, then we have a chance of clawing that gap back. But at this stage, it doesn't look like Arsenal will catch Man City, and it's whether Liverpool are going to be able to hold off Man City. So in this, Semenyo and Evanilson got the goals that effectively done over Man City. Vardio, great header to pull one back, but it was too little too late. It was only the last 10 minutes City tried to play, and you can't really do that in the Premier League. The most you can get is a draw, because we done that to Chelsea. But well done to Bournemouth. Another great day at the seaside. Liverpool 2, Brighton 1. And this game was a real eye-opener for me. I've been saying Liverpool don't look this, Liverpool don't look that. But one thing Liverpool do is get results. And in the first half, Brighton were the better team, but they were wasteful. They were very wasteful. They took the lead. Kadioglu, he had another chance. Rutter, 1-on-1. They had more chances to widen their lead. But with all great teams, with teams that look like champions, if you don't put them away, once they get to half time and they get the kick up the backside from their manager, that's exactly what happened. And when you have players like Mohamed Salah who can change a game in the blink of an eye, this is what happens. So second half, Brighton was 1-0 up. Arne Slot made some changes, Diaz and Curtis Jones, and they upped the intensity levels in that second half. And Liverpool, it was only a matter of time before they loosened the screw. And first up was Cody Gakpo. It was a cross, not a shot, but it went in. That was a bit fortuitous. But their next goal 3 minutes later, there was no fortune involved. Mohamed Salah, he is now up to 8th on the goal scoring charts in the Premier League. He is now 11 behind the GOAT Thierry Henry, 13 behind Frank Lampard, and there is still 28 games to go this season. Who would bet against him going and catching them up? So like I say, Liverpool, they're starting to look like champions, and I have to take it back. I can't keep saying they don't look this, they don't look that, because neither do Arsenal and neither do Man City. But one team is getting the results, and that's Liverpool. So they won the game 2-1, and they now got 2 points clear of Man City. In this game, they showed mentality. As Arsenal had dropped points earlier on in the day, and they probably heard City were losing, but they still put on a performance and got the job done in the end. So all credit to Liverpool for this performance. Next game, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. Ruud van Nistelrooy taking charge of his first Premier League game for Man United, and Chelsea, they were probably the better team, but I'd say Man United probably had the better chances, just slightly better chances. And one thing you know, Robert Sanchez, he's always going to give you a chance. He's always going to do something bozo-y. And in this game, the ball over the top, I'm not sure who played it, might have been Rashford or Fernandes, to Højlund. Højlund controls it because Colwill misses the flight of the ball, and then Robert Sanchez takes out Højlund, penalty. Bruno Fernandes puts Man United in the lead, and you're thinking it looks like Ruud is gonna get the job done. But one thing with Man United, it don't matter who's their manager, their quality in attacking areas, it's not good enough. Garnacho is a very wasteful player. He's very inconsistent, and while he's starting at Man United, you're always going to have a chance against them, as he will be very wasteful. Højlund, I'm yet to see a deadly clinical striker. Marcus Rashford, in and out of form. You don't know what Rashford you're going to get. Bruno Fernandes, he's probably the most consistent out of all of them, but he probably gets the most criticism, which is a bit weird, but I can get it, but it is still a bit weird because there's a lot of players in that Man United side that just lack quality, especially in the attacking areas. They don't get goals, they don't get assists, they're just there. And yeah, it's not looking good for Ruben Amorim. He's gonna need to probably bring in Gyökeres. They've already spent probably upwards of 100 million on Xerxes and Højlund, but they're gonna need a real gunman if he is going to have a chance, because Man United, they probably haven't had a guaranteed goal scorer since Robin van Persie. Ibrahimovic come in, he got a good number of goals. Lukaku probably got about 15 goals in a season, but they need a proper striker who's going to guarantee you 20 goals, not 15, 20 goals, because that is the bare minimum for a striker. If you're not getting 20 goals, you're not really striking. I'd probably say 18 to 25 league goals, you're like, okay, this striker, he's doing this thing. So that's the first position I'd probably look at for Ruben Amorim. Go buy a clinical goal scorer and then build backwards. But Chelsea, I had question marks over them in this game, and they did look quite controlled, but with them as well, they had a few breakaway chances, and whether it's just that final ball or just panicking when you get near the box, they need to improve that, because I feel like against smaller teams they're able to put these chances away, but in these big clashes they have had chances. Like there was one, I don't know if it was Jackson and Caicedo or Madueke and Jackson, two players They both went for the same header. If one of them went for it, they'd probably score. But it's like too eager. They just need to calm down a bit. Because there's no doubt Chelsea, they're a good side. I can see the makings of a good side, especially the midfield. Lavia, Caicedo, him along with Gravenberch, they're the two best midfielders this season. They've been outstanding. You'd say probably them two and Cole Palmer. That would be the midfield three. It's been very good from them, from these type of players this season. And Caicedo, he made the difference because he brought Chelsea back into this game, and that finish, was magnificent. That was a magnificent volley from Caicedo. Goalkeeper, no chance. Through Mudrik's legs, good job he didn't block it. Onana, no chance. Chelsea equalised. Man United had chances to win it, but they didn't take them. And Chelsea up into the top 4 above Arsenal, so it's not the worst result for them. And with Arsenal coming to the bridge on the weekend, Chelsea, they're going to be smelling blood. They're going to think they can get the better of Arsenal. And who would have thought that at the start of the season? Chelsea have the chance to go 3 points clear of Arsenal after 11 games. Spurs vs Aston Villa. And Tottenham, very, very convincing performance from them. Very convincing. Aston Villa took the lead in the first half, even though Tottenham were the better team by far. But once Rodgers got that goal and it came from a corner, it's always a corner. Vicario, he's the worst goalkeeper at corners in the league. He just panics. He sets panic into everyone. I don't even think there's no amount of work that Tottenham as a team can actually do. Because when they have Vicario in goal, everyone just gets scared, and it's always going to be an issue. Like, when's it not going to be an issue with him in goal? They concede the corner, and then they get to half time, and just like the West Ham game, the second half made all the difference. Brennan Johnson got on the score sheet, and it was a magnificent ball from Heung-min Son. The ball is perfect, inch perfect, but he got taken off about 5 minutes later, and you'd say it was magnificent management, because as soon as Son came off, you could say probably within 5 minutes, Tottenham got the goal to take them into the lead. And Dejan Kulusevski, he would probably be the second best number 10 for me behind Cole Palmer this season, because he's been outstanding. Nearly every time I watch him play for Tottenham, he looks like their best player. He's been magnificent. And the ball, great pass, great way of pass, disguise for Dominic Solanke. And Dominic Solanke just dinked the ball over Martinez. And you're thinking, Solanke has arrived. He was a nuisance the whole game for Tottenham. And he got his goal. He deserved the goal. And then about 3 minutes later, he got another goal. Richarlison cut it back, and Dominic Solanke, he was busting a gut to get in the box. He was hungry for that goal, and that's what you want to see from your striker. Where's his hunger, determination and drive to score goals? Dominic Solanke had all of those things, and it was a very, very good performance. Man of the match performance from Dominic Solanke. Maddison ended the game late on to make it 4, but it was too easy for Tottenham. Aston Villa, that was a second half capitulation on Unai Emery's birthday. I won't be making no sweeping statements about Villa, but what I would say is they must do better. Nottingham Forest 3, West Ham 0. Forest up to 3rd, and I knew there was only one winner in this game. You could forget about West Ham in this game, because there was only one winner before a ball was kicked, and Nottingham Forest, their defence, the second best in the league, only conceded 7 goals. Murillo, Milenkovic, solid defenders. They are looking like a steal. Chris Wood put Nottingham Forest into the lead. Nice header. He is on a spree. I believe that's 9 for the season now. He's having an outstanding year. He's almost on double digits already. What a striker. But West Ham, they didn't help themselves. 1-0 down. Edson Alvarez. He has been shocking since he's come to West Ham. It's not been a good buy from Ajax. He looks like he's off the pace, and it's no surprise he got sent off. It was pathetic. He didn't even know where to go. Was he going down the tunnel? Was he going down where? He didn't know what he was doing. He got red card, early shower. You're a disgrace. West Ham players, their discipline is ill discipline. The players have had enough. They've all had enough. Kudus 2 weeks ago. Now this is bad. When it goes bad for West Ham, it goes spectacularly bad. And I cannot see the manager lasting till Christmas. I can't see it. He's probably where I'd put my money on the next manager getting sacked. I can't see no one else getting sacked before him, because he has been bad. Gary O'Neill is probably there as well. It's between them two, but yeah, they need to buckle up that ideas, West Ham. Callum Hudson-Odoi, was it a cross, was it a shot? I feel like it. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Made it 2-0, and then Ola Aina, one of the goals of the season. It was a fantastic strike. He smashed it, levered it into the top corner. Fabulous goal. Like I said, West Ham are truly hopeless. Nottingham Forest up to 19 points, already more than half of the 32 they got last season. So I'm expecting very good things from Nottingham Forest moving forward. I don't expect a crazy drop off. Yeah, they might end up dropping some points here and there, but this ain't no flash in the pan. They might even be fighting for Europe come the end of the season, because they're not in Europe. So we know Nuno has form with Wolves. He turned them into a regular side, 6th, 7th in the league. So don't be surprised if he does the exact same with Nottingham Forest. Next game, we have the Relagationiós. Wolves 2, Crystal Palace 2. And every week, like I say, there is always something. And to be fair, Crystal Palace in this game, they had themselves to blame. They took the lead through Chalobah, but they had so many chances. Ismail Assar, he must have had 4 or 5 clear golden opportunities. He could have scored a hat-trick in this game, but no, he wanted to be wasteful. And I was going to say this would be one of the signings on the season, but Ismail Assar was very wasteful in this game. Chalobah put Crystal Palace in the lead, and then they got punished. Nketiah lost the ball. He's been very bad for Crystal Palace so far. He lost the ball, and there was just one ball over the top. Chalobah went from hero to villain, misjudged the flight of the ball. It must be a Chelsea thing this weekend. Cunha 2v1 with a defender. Can he find a man? And it was a great pick out. Great way of pass to Stroud Larson, who tucked it away. Then you're thinking, oh, 1-1. What's going to happen next? You didn't have to wait too long, because about 3 minutes later, João Gomez, great finish, great cutback by Guedes, bottom corner, put Wolves in the lead. And you're thinking, okay, will Wolves get their first win of the season? They're 2-1 up, they're at home. But no, Gahey tapped it in, back post, and more drop points for Wolves. I don't know how many times they've been in the lead this season. The fans were booing Gary O'Neill. They seem to have had enough. They seem to be voting with their mouths. They're vocal, and they're saying they're not taking to him. So he's going to need to start getting results quick, because I feel like he has 2 games to save his job, maybe even 1. If he loses the next game, they might just pull the plug, because the schedule is going to get easier for Wolves, and you might just need a new manager bounce to get you, say, 4 wins out of 6, drag you all the way out of this relegation mix, and start looking up the table. Crystal Palace had the ball in the back of the net at the end of the game, but VAR, they seem to have intervened. I don't know if the referee gave the foul, but was there enough to rule out the goal by Mateta? Probably not. I don't feel it was a foul, but yeah, it's just another week of robberies and bad decisions, so no surprise there. Palace, Southampton 1, Everton 0. Armstrong got the deciding goal in this one. I did predict all 3 of the home sides to win their Relagationiós, but this was the only one. Southampton. Armstrong, nice finish. Pickford unsighted, and once again, there's always refereeing controversy. There's always someone to blame, and this time it happened here. Clear goal scoring opportunity, they say. The players took it past the defender. He's literally in the box. The ball is in the box, and he's gonna get there first to get a clean strike at goal. But it's not a red card. But they're happy to give Saliba. This is, I said it was gonna continue. We've now seen it week on, week out. Week in, week out. We've seen the referees make shocking decisions. No accountability. And the pundits are a disgrace. I heard these pundits saying, oh yeah, covering defender. They didn't have the same energy for Arsenal. Or maybe it's just they're picking the sides of the referee, just so that maybe, I don't know, the referees can come on these Sky programs, because I'm seeing it more and more every week. They're even stopping talking about shocking refereeing decisions and just saying, oh yeah, it's a high bar. the referees didn't give it, so it's a high bar. What? This season, I thought last season was bad. I remember talking about last season, but this season I've seen shocking referee decisions that are costing teams games, and they will soon start costing managers jobs. Late on Beto, it was a great finish, but he was just offside and he couldn't steal the point. He also missed the sitter just before the Southampton goal. So Everton lose and Southampton get the first win of the season. Next one, Ipswich 1, Leicester City 1. And this boy Leek Davis, it was a great strike by him. Fabulous to put Ipswich in the lead. And you're thinking this is their day. Surely Ipswich, this is your day. Because this player, he looks like a fabulous talent. Him and Delap, they've probably been Ipswich's best two players. But once again, every good game has a good referee. Ipswich should have had a clear penalty. The player runs out and boom, smashes into the attacker in the box. No penalty. Then Calvin Phillips goes to clear the ball, but he pulls out. The referee says no, you didn't pull out in time. Red card, second yellow, all in a 30-second period. They didn't go back to the penalty. High bar, they say. But then you can't check the second yellow if you should actually give it. This ref, he made it all about himself. It was all about him. And it's another shocking, disgraceful performance from the referee in all three of the games. Crystal Palace can feel hard done by, Everton can feel hard done by, and Ipswich will most certainly feel hard done by, because sooner or later Leicester against 10 men were always gonna turn the screw, and they did. And Geordies got the goal in the 94th minute to break Ipswich's hearts. No first win of the season for them. Bad week for referees and VAR. Last game of the weekend, the Monday night, and there's not much to talk about other than Brentford bottled it in the 90th minute, conceding 2 goals. It was a wonder strike from Janelt to put them in the lead, but Harry Wilson came on in the second half and he was able to get 2 goals. The first one, it was a magnificent finish, just dinked it over the goalie on the volley, and then a fabulous header to put the game to bed. The Cramp Twins, ineffective this game, but they're allowed a bad game, and Fulham get the victory in this London derby, and they have the bragging rights. So now we'll take a look at the predictions. So I only got 2 results right this weekend. It was very poor for me. I was out a lot of games by just 1 goal, and yeah, not the best week for me. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, I got everything wrong. Tottenham, Man United, everything. So it's a bad week for me. Now we'll take a quick look at the top of the table. Liverpool lead the way, 25 points, 2 clear of Manchester City. Nottingham Forest and Chelsea up into the top 4, replacing Arsenal and Villa. Tottenham climbing up to 7th, now only 2 points behind Arsenal. They are catching up. Newcastle with that win up to 11th. Not done too much for them. Man United and West Ham 14th. And then we have Wolves back to the bottom. Southampton with their first win climb out, and we are up to 10 games, and Ipswich and Wolves still don't have a victory. It is poor from them. Very poor. But yeah, guys, that's been the Premier League review for game week 10. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. Bless people.